Wise words from a decent man. Back when I was trying to put a ring on Alicia's hand. It's lost. I gotta say this. I say it. To you. Pardon the swag, but bitches can't take long bread. I don't eat short head. I know I can miss a woman like I can't miss some eggs. Cheese not in okay. Let me get into the message. Let me stop playing. I don't even know how I'm gonna edit this to put this on YouTube because I know YouTube gonna be like Okay. Let's get right into the message. I got a channel message for the divine masculine, divine feminine. You may want to watch this as well, but divine masculine. Oh my God, your karmic. The karmic has been attacking you like crazy, especially today. A lot of like slick, underhanded things have been said, and whether they're posted on social media, I feel like it's not even about them being posted on social media. I feel like whether you are in view of them or not, because I feel like this is a spiritual thing, right? So it's the conversations that are being had. I'm hearing something about the two of you guys bringing something together. Okay, so the two of you guys may, own things together. You have certain property, certain material things that you guys share with one another. And that may be really uncomfortable for you to navigate through at this time. Because I feel like the one thing that you really are, that you hate right now, the word that you like, you're not really crazy about, is that sharing shit. Like, you're not trying to share shit. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. Like I said, attacking the divine masculines, character reputation, destiny swapping. So, let me turn this off. Hold on. Okay. So, destiny swapping. Whether you are familiar with this or not, divine masculine, the karmic feminine energy who you're with, I want to say who you're dating, but I feel like maybe, I don't know, you could be dating this person, it could be a long-term relationship, I don't know. But the karmic, literally, the karmic feminine, whether she knows the divine feminine energy or not, even if there's no divine feminine energy that's present in your life currently, but when the two of you guys go your separate ways, whenever that is, things are still happening in the spirit, right? And so the karmic feminine, what she does is she copies the divine feminine. She's also destiny swapped with the divine feminine several times. And so you may be thinking like, well, damn, I don't know why I'm seeing the word D-I-E. So yeah, you are under some heavy judgment and you are being attacked like left and right now. And I feel like the divine feminine could be catching some strays too, but her spiritual protection's a little bit different here. Damn, I gotta do that grandfather inheritance message. I'm gonna do it tonight. Okay, so the destiny swap is basically what the karmic feminine does, is that the karmic feminine replicates the divine feminine energy. And remember, it's energy. It's the thing that the divine is looking for, it's an energy, it's an embodiment, right? So the feminines who are on their spiritual journey and they're doing their healing work, they come into this frequency of divine feminine energy, right? And that's the thing that the cycles and the generational curses that they're breaking. So as they're breaking these generational curses and these toxic cycles and patterns and things that kept them stuck in a very like low vibrational masculine energy, always having to like hustle, always having to strive, like not really being able to. I think one of the best ways for me to describe it, because I was thinking about this a few minutes ago, is that think about it like this, like thinking about it, you're in the matrix, right? You're in the normal world, society, doing what everybody else does, making money, you know what I'm saying, at a job, but you have talents, you have a calling, you have gifts that the divine, that God has. I don't know why I did that to my hair, because now it looks ugly, but that's cute. That's a cute little angle. But anyways, but it's like, so you have these gifts and you have these talents and things like that you should be utilizing, because when you operate in your gifts and your talents, God always gonna make room for you, but you're gonna bless people along the way. You know what I'm saying? There's lessons for you to learn in the process of evolving and becoming, right? As and this goes for you, the divine masculine, as well, but as the divine feminine, or as the feminine energy who's on the spiritual journey, starts walking that path and unlearning trauma, abuse, getting out of abusive situations, toxic cycles and shit like that, they start evolving into and embracing that divine feminine energy that says, I can attract great things to me, right? Because feminine energy attracts, right? But in order to operate in this energy where I'm receiving the very energy that I embody, I first have to learn these things. You know what I'm saying? So what the karmic feminine energy does is the karmic feminine mimics that energy. Everything is energy. It's on a spiritual level. So what people do when they say like you're not operating in your authenticity is that people will portray, and this just goes for, I'm saying karmic because we're talking about this karmic feminine that you're dealing with. But what happens is that the karmic feminine mimics the energy of, oh, we're gonna have this type of lifestyle, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be this type of woman to you. I'm gonna be this type of wife. I'm gonna be this type of mother, right? And there's a lot of talk, right? But there's no effort. And of course, you give it time because people grow. Like, okay, people gotta grow. People gotta evolve. You believe in people. I've been with them for a really long time, shit like that, right? So it's like you want to see them evolve and get there, but the change is not in the things that they made. It's not in the material things that they gain, but in the emotional maturity, in the how do you deal with conflict resolution? How do you honor your truth? How do you talk about the things? How do you be the change in the world that you want to see? You feel what I'm saying? And so what the karmic does, whether it's karmic feminine, karmic masculine, they emulate it. But that's a frequency that they can't hold. And so what happens is that it starts distorting the way that you look at the person, at the feminine, who's actually walking in her divine feminine energy. She's she's on her way there. Because the Empress is someone who attracts things, right? Oh, you see her, she's in her glory, in her light. She's, very attractive because of her light, right? But in order to be that way, you have to be operating in your authenticity. And authenticity is, and that light is not always pretty, right? Just like, people like to compare this. It's not wrong to compare this journey and this walk with the Bible or fellowship or how Jesus was, because Christ consciousness, it obviously comes from the Bible. And if you read the Bible with a different set of eyes, then you understand the things that Jesus was teaching, right? He was teaching alignment. He was teaching enlightenment. He was teaching how to balance your chakras. He was teaching a lot of different things, but when you read it from a certain perspective and a view and a skewed perception, you know what I'm saying? We're receiving it from a place of what was passed down through our ancestors, through patriarchy, through control, dominance, fear, right? Not through the lens of where it is now, where people are decolonizing Christianity, because the more that you start doing your research, you see all these old texts and scriptures and things that have been taken out of the Bible, but they were taken out by certain leaders, if you will. And so there's a lot of hidden meanings and hidden truths. And why would they want to hide that from us? Because then you would know how 10 on my timer here, you would know how in tune you are, right? And tens talk about closing out a cycle, or sorry, about a new cycle beginning. Okay? So, you know, maybe there's something that you're educating yourself on, or you're enlightening yourself to, or you putting yourself on game about, right? 1029. Okay, Scorpio. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what this karmic attempted to do. She attempted to destiny swap with the divine feminine, with the empress. Okay, I know why I'm hearing the word cunt. My ancestors, or your ancestors, divine masculine, are very aggressive. I feel like it's your ancestors. I don't feel like it's mine, because mine don't usually talk to me like that. So I know when it gets a little crazy, because my ancestors are a little more player with their messages. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a little different. So when they talk to me, I know exactly what the fuck going on. 1111, okay, this your motherfucking ancestors now. They are very aggressive, because when they first gave me this message, I was like, you want me to read for the divine master? I thought I was supposed to stay out of them in the karmic shit. And they was like, hurry the fuck up. And I was like, whoa, I know you didn't. I was just watching the sermon on YouTube. I'm sitting here watching this man preach. And he's so cool, because he's so laid back. He's not one of them preachers, but he a cool pastor. And so, you know, I ain't seen him in a few years since I started my spiritual journey, like back in 2020. So I'm like, damn, why he look so different? I don't think that's him. I think they got rid of the other dude. Maybe they just took his videos down. I don't know. I don't believe half the shit I see anyways, because I know they be fucking with timelines. So anyway, don't get my conspiracy theory ass started. Okay. But yeah, what else did I have here? Oh, the karmic has an attachment to the divine masculine, right? I feel like I wanted to see what the attachment is, because it's very toxic. Okay, something to do about money, messages here. Okay, or no messages and something to do with money. I don't know. Let's see. We got arena, competitive, environment, sporting events, performance stage, silver screen, theater, movie night, film festival. Okay, and then hotels at the bottom of the deck. I feel like, yeah, you could have been spending a lot of money on things. I'm hearing that this is something that you want to do for the divine feminine. The divine feminine may be into fashion. The divine feminine may be like into jewelry, crystals. Because I'm looking at this word boutique. It says dazzling gems, precious metals, handcrafted masterpieces, bespoke luxury. This feminine energy, divine feminine, also may be into watches. I love that. That's sexy. I like that. Okay. But I feel like you spent a lot of money trying to please. Okay, you were like, I feel like you were like, well, what do you call it? A karmic feminine? Yeah, like you're realizing a lot of things. Like this karmic feminine may withhold things from you. No, my eye was jumping. There's a karmic masculine who watches these readings who believes that he's the divine masculine. So he's gonna try to flip this narrative to say that this energy fits with him and it don't. But whatever. That's neither here nor there. Bye. Okay. Bye. Boy, bye. Anyway. Oh, damn. I'm here like, what size wedding ring? What size is your wedding ring? So, yeah. I feel like you're moving like whatever that karmic, maybe this was her attachment to you, divine masculine. And I feel like it's like, damn, she was cool with you. You could have gotten them. Could have paid for tickets, sporting events. You know, you could have been buying a lot of nice things, fancy things, luxury things, you know, giving somebody the finer things in life, right? Because we got hospitality, comfortable stay, travelers, retreat. And it's like you were doing all these things for this karmic once. Okay, Spirit wants me to be clear. And I'm seeing something to do with legal. Okay? So the things that you used to do or that you once did, because I feel like you're like, be clear, I did that one time. Or it's just like you are summing it up. It's like, just sum it up as a loss. You know what I'm saying? You know how when you are, if you have a business, you do a profit and Spirit, like, you try to find the right words. Yes, because I know somebody gonna take my words and twist it. So I have to be very creative because I already know what the fuck is going on. And that's funny. They just sent me a little laughing emoji as I was struggling to find the right words. Where was I? Fuck. Okay, you guys are taking me somewhere else. Anyways, sum it up. Profit and loss. A P&L statement. I feel like that's where you are. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it was a business deal, it was a business transaction. You know what I'm saying? You know how people say sometimes like marriage is a business transaction, right? Maybe it wasn't on paper. Maybe it wasn't legal. Because I did see that message, my message card energy in the reverse. Okay. I feel like whatever the fuck is going on between you and a karmic, or was going on between you and a karmic, like, you're like, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wrote that off. Did this little girl draw on my car? She showed it. No, she didn't. Oh, she meant something. There's an indentation on this card, and it looks like it's like a loop. Like, oh, let me just sign off on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, goodbye. Okay. I have talked bad about how other feminines look, or you, the divine feminine, and that energy backfires. So this karmic feminine also talked bad about how certain feminine females' bodies look. Okay, she could, if she knows this empress, she could have said things about, and maybe she doesn't know the empress specifically, but she said things about this divine feminine because she doesn't know the divine feminine. It's like there were things that were said. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but you're like, that's how you feel about that certain, like a certain type of woman that's like that. And maybe what she said fits the bill of what the divine feminine looks like. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, and that backfired. So I feel like she could be embodying some of the energy or some of the, because I'm getting like hair falling out, weight gain, okay, or hair thinning, okay, talking about this empress, or women that look like the divine feminine, or just talked a lot of shit about feminine energy, okay. But this divine feminine has more knowledge than the karmic, okay? The divine feminine also has innovative capabilities, has skills that the karmic feminine does not possess, okay? Skills that she lacks is what I wrote here. Channel song is Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, Too Far Gone. Okay, I have this scripture that says, but God demonstrates his own love toward us, in that while we were sinners, Christ died for us. And so that really does speak to like the fact that you feel like you're being persecuted, you're under judgment, you're being spiritually attacked, you're being monitored more heavily lately, okay? You may be feeling just like it's a lot of monitoring your spirits around. People could be asking you, where are you at? Like, it just feels weird. Like, the energy shifted and it feels weird. I feel like you are like, is this what it feels like to be spiritually gifted? Am I anointed or something? Like, does this what this shit come with? Okay. Now, one thing that I did sense is so I have the gift of clairalience, and so I smelled an infection. I I have been prone to respiratory infections since I was about 13. So I get a respiratory infection maybe like once or twice a year. Um and it was like I wrote down recently attacked. No, let me tell you what I wrote down first, and then I'll get to that too, because I feel like this need to go on order. So it says, this feminine energy, divine feminine, knows you at a very core level, 2020. So this feminine energy sees you, right? Sees you spiritually, just knows you emotionally. I feel like you ever met somebody who was like, damn, you know me better than I know myself, right? And I feel like there's this energy, what you really admire, what you really like about this feminine is that this feminine energy sees you at a core level. This feminine energy acknowledges you, sees your soul, knows what it is that you need before you even need it. Like this feminine energy, I'm getting like this feminine energy could have like called you and said like, oh, you need a hug, and you were like, how do you know I need a hug? You know what I'm saying? It's something like that, right? I also have this masculine has been slash rumored to have a great relationship slash connection to divine feminine or the late divine feminine, okay? Because the former version of what the divine feminine was or how the divine feminine energy existed, you guys could have had a really good connection. People could know about that, or there's a rumor that surrounds that, right? And it gives this energy of like you guys used to be friends, okay, at some level. We also have karmic cheated on divine masculine. Oh my God, that may not resonate with everybody. Don't get mad. Don't be swinging at me. Karmic cheating on divine masculine at a hotel party. I put sausage fest because I feel like either you know about it, it could be something that happened in the past, it could be something that was recently brought back up again. And it was like, yeah, you at the fucking sausage, you were surrounded by a whole bunch of niggas. You know how men get, like, you at a party with a whole bunch of dudes. Yeah, here's that sausage fest. Or, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you would actually say that, but I definitely think that you would be like, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Man. You know? There's this energy of wanting to tattoo the divine feminine's name on you and the divine feminine have your name on her. I feel like you are the one who's ready to get the tattoo. There's like this energy of this certain level of commitment that you have. And I really feel like it's a really unique approach towards the divine feminine here. Yeah, then the next thing, hurry the fuck up. There's some type of worry, i.e., okay, someone here can have issues with spelling words or being confused when communicating. You could be neurodivergent, autistic, undiagnosed autistic, ADHD, or is it AUHD? I don't know, but I know there's so many different forms of AD. I think it's ADHUD. I don't know. I don't have the acronyms correct, but there's a form of ADHD. We have dyslexia, some issues with your hearing connecting you to your intuition. And people have attempted to distort your energy a lot. Okay, people that you trusted, specifically feminine energies that you've trusted, that you confided in, and you could have, you've told them certain things, and then in good faith, okay, especially like this karmic feminine, maybe friends of this karmic feminine, friends of the karmic feminine's family, especially like the karmic feminine's mother. You've had conversations with these two feminines, and in their conversations that you've had with them, they have told you things that you felt like, you have told them things, that you felt like, okay, this is like safekeeping, they're not going to throw that back at me. And instead of like maybe you tell them something about your childhood. Maybe, I don't know why I would say you told them something about your kid. I don't know. That ain't going to resonate for everybody, but maybe it does. And I feel like whatever was said, God, I'm getting sleepy all of a sudden. Whatever was said, it's like, oh yeah, they gaslit you. Like, yeah, no, if I was you, I wouldn't worry about that shit if I were you, you know. Like it was, but it was like in a way where it was like, no, you shouldn't believe in that. Like maybe you had a certain belief system and they were like, no, you shouldn't believe in that. If I were you, I wouldn't think like that. And the whole time it was your motherfucking intuition. Like the whole time, whatever you were questioning or whatever you brought to their attention, you knew like your intuition was telling you something on like a whole nother level. Like I feel like, you know, for the divine masculines who are here, the sacred divine masculine energy, you are on another level. I don't read for lower level masculine energy. And so your spiritual gifts, your anointing is being heightened at this time. And because you are starting to be seen in a different way because you're moving differently, okay, it's making you a threat to people who have not changed, people who are still stuck in timelines, old ways and cycles that you have already left behind. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah. But this, so let's go back to the top. You know, you're recently attacking him frequent, and he finally sees it, and that's where that infection smell came from. Okay, and the infection is when there's certain things that happen to the body when you start experiencing ascension. Okay, you get ascension symptoms. Whatever happens in the ethers affects the body. We are energy. We are made of like carbon, and we're 9 ether beings. So our genetic makeup is very different. You feel what I'm saying? So you are going to be, that's my elbow. So you are going to be affected by the cosmic energy around you. You know what I'm saying? As you're ascending, right? You're an energetic being experiencing an energetic shift. And of course, it's going to affect your DNA, your genetic makeup, the way you think, right? When you start changing the way that you think, your brain waves start changing, right? The way that your brain starts operating is different. You're no longer just going to be a right brain person. You know what I'm saying? Most people think with their right or their left brain. I don't know which one it is, but I think it's the right. But you start those synapses and those electrical signals are now thinking differently because the conditioning that you've been receiving since you was a kid, 27 was just on my phone. The conditioning that you've been receiving since you were a child is now being, you know, it's different. You know what I'm saying? You're learning that shit, and now you're replacing it with a different frequency and a different sequence of thought patterns. You know, you no longer do things that will sabotage you. My fingers look yellow because I was making stuff with my calendula plants and lavender and shit. But yeah, so, you know, your brain thinks differently, you know? And when people see that, you're a target. You got a target on your back. That's just what it is. Okay? But the main thing I want to say here, I have 2 more scriptures for you, is that you are coming into your Christ consciousness. And that right there, that's not what they wanted. 28-29, when I said that, that's not what they want. They don't want that. For you, divine masculine, the society as a whole who benefits on you being stuck in karmic cycles never wanted the divine masculine to step into his Christ consciousness. And you got a divine feminine energy who's on that same frequency too. Y'all are powerful. And they're going to do anything to separate that. That's why these karmic cycles, you find yourself in karmic cycles and repeating them. You know what I'm saying? Because you're breaking out of something, an illusion that your ancestors couldn't do, and now here you are, and you breaking out of that like, man, of course you're going to be attacked. You are exactly what Christ consciousness needs, right? Your level of perspective, that growth, that change, okay? We also have Successful by Drake, the song. I just want to be successful, right? And there's something here about a belief system that was, because I feel like there are readings that I've been kind of seeing that, or just some weird little twitch of energy that's been trying to throw off the divine masculine. That's been trying to throw off the divine masculine, or excuse me, that's been trying to throw off the divine feminine to not be attracted to the divine masculine. Oh my God, my phone is tweaking. They don't want me to give you this message. Let me hurry up. My phone is tweaking. Oh my God. And so, yeah, they're like, people don't want y'all together. Tulips, 1111, 111, 122, 1122, A, T, F, and D. Those are your synchronicities. This is the message. My phone is tripping out. I gotta go. Bye.